Welcome, colleagues. I want to start by saying that I come from a country for whom, for the people of which Eastern Partnership and the actual upcoming association agreement with Europe is of great importance. We signed the preliminary signature, we had the preliminary signature of association agreement last year in Vilnius. This year, not later than June, we are signing association agreement with our European partners, and let me tell you the emotions of Georgians, that they consider this not only as a trade or visa-free format of communication with European countries, but they consider it as a part of their historic choice for which they have committed the way they live, committed their day-to-day life, in some cases committed the problems through which we went through the last 20 years. Anyway, I'm talking about a country for whom European choice is of a significant importance, and is a choice which is going beyond the political groups or political affiliations. It is basically a choice, a cultural choice of our nation, and Eastern Partnership is a format to institutionalize this choice. Now, when we are talking about 5 years of Eastern Partnership and Georgia being a part of this process, I think that one of the most important things for us is the 17th of April Lisbon resolution and Article 49, which has given us a new vision and possibility for furthering this partnership. In the Article 49, Georgia, Moldova and Ukraine are called for considering a possibility of joining the European Union, and it is underlined that this possibility should be open to this discussion among European countries and among those individual countries. And very importantly, there should not be third countries engaged and involved in this decision making. Now, I think from this point, I'm now drawing and moving to one of the main problems of the ongoing Eastern Partnership, which is our relations and communications with our other neighbors, who sometimes try to create obstacles for our free choice and for our free expression of our will. We are starting from Vilnius and starting from last fall. We are in a constant crisis and in a constant thought how to solve the process which has started within the Eastern Partnership, around the Ukrainian choice, around the processes that have later developed as a crisis in our neighboring and friendly country, which we are worried about. The starting point of this problem, we believe, did not start in 2013 or 2014. We believe the problem has started much earlier, and unfortunately, we have experienced the problem on ourselves in Georgia. In 2008, the aggression of Russian Federation towards Georgia, the military intervention into our country, has created a precedent of basically pardoned action of a stronger neighbor towards a weaker neighbor, militarily weaker neighbor, and this has created a precedent that has been unfortunately considered as a success story and has been repeated in 2014 in Crimea. We are deeply concerned about what has happened in Crimea, but we know that it has happened 6 years earlier in Georgia, and we know that unfortunately not very clear messages have been given to politicians in Russian Federation that this is not a new way to communicate with your neighboring countries, and that this format of communication will not be pardoned. So Georgia, as well as Ukraine, now is living with the problem of foreign militaries being present at their soil and foreign militaries engaging in a free decision-making of a nation on its future alliances and its future sovereignty. This is the format through which we continue and deepen the process of Eastern Partnership, which, as I have noted before, is not simply an international choice, but it's a cultural choice of my nation. Now, what we are bringing to it, first of all, let me underline that the Eastern Partnership has brought a lot positive already to my country, because we furthered and deepened the democratic reform process in Georgia, and we have already as a society benefited from this process. But also we do think that we are contributing to stability, wealth, and prosperity of Europe as well, being a country that connects the most, I would say, Eastern European country, which is bordering Asia and bordering very energetically interesting region of Caspian Sea, being a country of the Black Sea region. We are bringing quite an interesting perspective of energy corridor and energy communications between Europe and Asia. We are bringing possibilities of opening Europe and accessing Europe to a very interesting markets in Asia. So, by creating those alliances and creating possibilities of energy security, I think we are bringing much more stable, we are contributing to much more stable, much more prosperous Europe, and we want to become also part of this Europe. Of course, the newest developments in Georgia, which will be linked to signature of this DCFTA as well as association agreement, will bring some economic changes for our economies, and as Minister properly mentioned, we have to take into consideration that in many cases those changes will not be easy. They will not be easy for economy. We will need your assistance, and not only assistance but also experience that you have gone through some maybe 10 years ago when you were modernizing your economy. So, taking this into consideration and looking at our choice and our perspective, I would say we are very optimistic and at the same time concerned. Optimistic because we do appreciate that the cultural choice, social choice, political choice, historic choice of our country, our nation is getting a more clear forms and is entering, and the path to Europe is provided through this partnership. And we are concerned because in many cases our neighbor from Russian Federation does not accept sometimes our clear choice towards Europe and considers this choice as a confrontation to Russia. I want to underline that our partnership with Europe does not mean partnership against Russia, but we would say on the opposite, it is creating a much better future for Russia because stable and prosperous neighbors are beneficiary for any country. So we look with a great perspective to the future of this partnership. We look at the perspective from position of joining European Union eventually, but even before joining, we are thinking about creating much more better future for our European colleagues and also creating better future for Georgia. And at the same time, as I told you, we are looking with anxiety with what will be developments in Ukraine and how will Russia cope with these new developments and this new reality in the region. Thank you very much, and I hope that path of Georgia in this direction will be peaceful and will provide further opportunities for us as well as for our colleagues here. Thank you.